People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on.
There's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Come on.
People deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, of course, good night, wherever it's concerned. I hope you're all doing well and safe. I hope you're all in good spirits. And I hope this week is being kind to you and your loved ones, both in terms of health and obviously where overcoming hardship, your goals, ambitions, dreams, hopes, and beliefs are concerned. As usual, appreciative for all the support you give both my channels, not just YouTube, but Twitch. Make sure you're following them and the necessary socials. Everything should be in the YouTube subscription. Hit the like button, turn on your notifications, and don't forget to comment. Now, obviously, I think Arsenal have been producing some good bits of content. We've seen All or Nothing, and I wouldn't quite say it's an All or Nothing, even though I do like the Hale End Documentary theme tune a lot better. But, you know, if you haven't seen it, it is on YouTube and is on Arsenal.com. I would implore you all to look at the documentary Arsenal have done. Now, for me, obviously, I've got my talent ID level 2. I do like youth content. You know, I didn't, necessarily not know a lot of these things, but I think it's a great insight into the trials and tribulations, not just for players, but parents at youth level. You know, they have to travel all from wherever 3-4 times a week with no guarantee of being a footballer. Obviously, puberty is a massive thing for, 15, 16-year-olds. That plays a part. People are getting injured. You got to see in this documentary decisions being made on scholars and just how real football gets, really. Football's a tough game. This is why I always say these young players, they should always enjoy every step of the way, because football is already a losing game. You look at the statistics of becoming a professional footballer, you're already at a loss. Now, it's all about celebrating the scholars. Again, for the scholars, celebrating long-term the pro deals and maybe pushing on. And it just shows not one single decision defines you, because a lot of players get released by clubs. You look at Malcolm. You look at Malcolm Abowe. You look at Eze. Once upon a time, they were released by Arsenal, even Harry Kane, and they're all playing Premier League football at this moment in time, people. So one single decision doesn't define you, for all football clubs, but it shows you how real it gets. There were some good segments with, 2 lads weren't successful in getting scholars. One's got a scholar at Sutton, the other's at Colchester, and things like that. The thing I like the most is that there's a big emphasis at Arsenal preparing people for society, let alone footballers. Obviously there's a lot of work, and there was a good insight into the data analysis, tactics, all of that stuff for the young players, but preparing people to be people, if that makes sense. And there was a fantastic little segment. They went to Scotland and they were planting trees. I don't know if Hector Bellerin had something to do with that, but yeah, and it was the coaching staff, I got nothing but praise for them, because again, they just showed in every aspect why they're coaches at Arsenal Football Club. Very mature bunch of players. Like I did like Lewis Brown's mentality. Is the captain, or was the captain at under 16 level, and things like that. There was some segments into injuries. I did like Miles Lewis Skelly. Again, I personally think him and Ethan, they will be Arsenal first team players one day. Let's just let them develop, obviously because of ability, but that's really a veteran on young shoulders, man. Again, it was a good segment with Miles, where he was doing work in the community. He was giving a presentation on his findings to the rest of his players. Obviously Alex, the young Colombian international, who's now a first year scholar, there was some good segments with his dad. Almost brought me to tears when he got his scholarship decision and his dad was crying. And again, like I said, it's small victories, really and truly, because the parents are on this journey. Again, these parents, some people obviously are in good positions, but there's a lot of single parents or parents with multiple children. Everybody's got to go to work, and nobody knows where these guys are from. If you're from Hale End's in Walthamstow, I class it as North, but it's in Walthamstow. If you're living in Kent and you've got a job, you've got other kids that need to go nursery and things, you've got to get your lad down there 3-4 times a week, free training sessions, and obviously a match with no guarantee they're going to be a footballer, really. So I think, I'd implore you all to look at it, man. There was so many good sound bites. Even Maldini, the young defender who got released from Fulham, it showed his trial at Arsenal. And I think it was a fantastic bit of content. It's a fantastic 5-6 part series. I think there's 6 episodes. I wish there was more. I wish there was more seasons, and I hope they do a lot more than that. I hope they do that at under 18s level. I really hope Arsenal would do a follow-up sort of series with the first year scholars, because as you know, football only gets real. You might sign a scholarship now. By the time you're 18, you might get released. Like I said, football's already a loser's game. So you have to celebrate the small victories, getting a scholar, getting signed for a club, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, man, I think the obviously the media team who prepared the documentary, the coaching staff, the players, the parents that participated, I haven't got, there's no praise I can give them. It was a fantastic documentary, and I'd implore you all to go and watch it, man. So yeah, that's my review of that. Again, I hope there's more little sound bites and things like that, because it really does show footballers that are young men, they're human. And obviously there was even a segment with the media training. You know, you're taking young 15, 16-year-old lads, suddenly they're being put in press conferences, you know, the whole world wants to know them. 1 minute you're a superstar and all of these things and stuff like that. So it was a very good documentary. Obviously there was cameos from Charlie Patino, Saka, and things like that as well, people. So I'd implore you all in your spare time to watch it. Big up to everyone who was on the watch-alongs on Twitch with me, who watched it along with me. That's all I've got to say, man, really. I think it was a fantastic documentary by every person who took part. So I've got nothing but praise, man. On that note, take care, stay blessed. Let me know your opinions, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Don't forget to hit the like button. Most importantly, stay in good health, and we'll meet again, folks, man. Bless.
There's always that active red flag, defending.
I've been given like